Good morning, everyone. We are here to celebrate another amazing milestone for Team Kentucky as we announce record grant funding for high-speed internet. It's going to bring service. Today's announcement is going to bring service to more than 42,000 homes and businesses across our Commonwealth. Today is the largest public sector investment in broadband in our history, with bigger days to come in the future. This morning, we're celebrating 56 awards that will impact families in 46 different Kentucky counties. We have a full list on the screen, as well as in the news release we are issuing today. Today's state grants total $196 million, all from the Kentucky Broadband Deployment Fund. The fund was made possible because of bipartisan work with the General Assembly, as well as federal support from the American Rescue Plan Act funding. But here's what's really exciting. Internet service providers that receive grant funding are going to contribute their own private funds, totaling $190 million in matching funds. That nearly doubles the investment in our communities, meaning today we are announcing $386 million in public and private sector investment in the expansion of internet to so many homes and businesses across Kentucky. Today's news builds off our first round of state funding, which at the time was the largest public sector investment in the expansion of internet. And today we're breaking our own record with another historic milestone towards our promise to connect every home and every business across Kentucky to high-speed internet. And I want to make that happen while I'm still governor. The best part is this funding today is just the beginning. In June, we were awarded nearly $1.1 billion from the Federal Broadband Equity Access and Deployment, or BEAD program. Those are dollars that we haven't yet been able to deploy, meaning we have over $1.1 billion in public dollars still to invest in the expansion of internet here in Kentucky. So while we're setting a new record for high-speed internet awards today, we're only going to break the record again as we roll out more dollars in the future. Everyone needs reliable and affordable high-speed internet. From a parent trying to schedule a doctor's appointment to a business owner needing to sell their goods or to hire people, to our students from elementary to college logging in for their homework. The day after we received the historic BEAD funding, advocates for high-speed internet met in Louisville at Simmons College to celebrate. And there, we met a student named Andrea. She talked about how these investments will help students like her have better and faster internet as they work towards their degrees, which unlocks possibilities for them and their future. It's a reminder that high-speed internet is no longer a luxury. It is an absolute infrastructure necessity. But we are meeting this challenge, doing some things that people never thought was impossible, ensuring that no county, no neighborhood, and no family are left behind. Listen, all this funding is historic, but it's also transformative. We're talking about access everywhere. That doesn't mean universal access except where it's difficult or except where the terrain is tough. Our goal is high-speed internet to everyone, no exceptions. My administration believes that every single community in Kentucky deserves this modern infrastructure, and we're committed to making the investments that are needed most. That's why we hosted the Better Internet Initiative listening tour earlier this year, traveling to 14 different communities to get direct feedback from Kentuckians. We supported the National Broadband Map and the Broadband Speed Test. We've encouraged and continue to encourage Kentuckians to sign up for the Affordable Connectivity Program. I was proud to be elected by my fellow Appalachian governors to serve as the 2023 state co-chair for the Appalachian Regional Commission, where we're focused on the expansion of high-speed internet and have made numerous funding announcements to help make it a reality. Think about all those steps that we've taken together, steps that have huge and powerful impacts, each within their own right, but collectively, how it shows us that future of internet connection for everyone is possible. Today, we're taking this next step, sharing even more good news. We're presenting the first 7 of these 56 awards right here today. And I'm happy to say that we have a lot of special guests in here with us. Leaders from 3 of the internet service providers that receive grants, as well as 4 of our local judges whose counties will be impacted by these awards. They put in a lot of work to this planning, as did our area development districts that deserve huge amounts of credit for the work they've done, from everything from cleaner water to the expansion of internet access. So with that, let's get to it. First, we have more than $2.3 million for Pennyrile Rural Electric Cooperative to bring high-speed internet to more than 630 unserved homes and businesses in Todd County. I'd like to invite Pennyrile's president and CEO, Alan Gates, as well as their IT manager, Francis Henderson, to join me to accept the check. Then we're going to hear from them, as well as a video from Judge Todd Mansfield, who could not be with us here today. Also joined by our Lieutenant Governor. I didn't mean to short you. $2,368,620. Congratulations. You want to describe the project?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Governor, and certainly appreciate the state of Kentucky, what the Office of Broadband has done. Our project, Pennyrile Electric, serves parts of 9 counties, so we border Tennessee. It's important to us to see growth, and this is allowing us to not only take a service to every single person, but to serve larger companies like Send Elements. So we are very thankful for the partnership, and we look forward to not only seeing part of our service territory served, but every single person in our service territory. So
amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And now we have a video from Judge Todd Mansfield.
I'm Todd County's Judge Executive. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you this morning for this very exciting announcement, but on behalf of the Todd County Fiscal Court, Todd County residents, students, businesses, and industry, I want to say thank you to Governor Andy Beshear, the Kentucky Legislature, KIA, Pennyrile Electric, HES, and all involved in making this award possible. We learned during COVID that good, reliable internet is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. It is not only a necessity for our students, but it's a necessity for those that work from home, all of our businesses, and all of our industry. In Todd County, we have a lot of those last miles. But with these funds, Todd County will now be completely covered. So whether you live at Lake Malone, Daysville, Big Pond Road, McKinney Bend, or Fairview, you will now have available to you good, reliable internet. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Next, we have more than $15 million for All Points Broadband to bring high-speed internet to, get this, more than 3,300 unserved homes and businesses in Mercer County. I know our Lieutenant Governor is especially proud and excited by this award since she grew up in Bergen and went to Mercer County High School. So I invite Mercer County Judge Executive Sarah Steele and Chuck Hogg, Senior Vice President of All Points Broadband, to please join us and accept this $15 million check. This is the big one. You ever help 15 million?
No.
There you go. Come on, hey, let's get everybody. Judge, you like to mention a couple words, and then Chuck after that?
We just want to thank you from Mercer County for this opportunity. This is a huge step forward, a vital step forward, and we just want to thank everyone that had a hand in making this possible. So, thank you.
Thank you. Chuck? They're running off with your money.
They are. First, thank you to Governor Beshear, members of the General Assembly, Megan Sanfoss, and the entire Office of Broadband Deployment for your leadership and helping to make these important projects come to fruition. Closing the digital divide can't be done alone, and at All Points Broadband, we work with counties to get the job done. I want to thank Mercer County for being a part of these projects and trusting us to solve a pressing challenge. We won't let you down. Unserved homes and businesses will have access to a reliable, affordable connection with speeds capable of 10 gigabit. They call fiber broadband future-proof because it has no theoretical limit on the internet speeds that it can deliver. We are building these networks for next generations of data usage, which very well may be in the 100 gig speeds in the future. Because of today's announcements, rural communities like Mercer County will soon have access to the same lightning fast speeds found in Louisville and other major cities around. We live in a digital economy, and for far too long, the unconnected have been left behind. Today's announcement will level the playing field for our businesses and students. Don't get me wrong, there's a long road ahead before connections can be made. Engineering, make-ready, low-level design, and last-mile construction. These are what we'll be busy with for the next 2 years. But we'll get this done, and we're proud to close the digital divide in Kentucky. Let's get to work. Thank you.
All right. Great. Chuck, don't go too far. We got another one for you. Very excited about a lot of things going on in Mercer County right now. Hopefully we'll all have big news here in the future. Just very excited about how we're all working together on creating a brighter Commonwealth and more opportunity for everyone. Today, we also have $4.9 million for All Points Broadband to connect more than 1,800 homes and businesses in Woodford County to high-speed internet for the first time. So I'd like Chuck to come back up, and we have Woodford County Judge Executive James Kay. And Magistrate Lyles Taylor. James, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Governor. Folks, working together works, and leadership matters, and we couldn't have done this without the leadership of Andy Beshear, our Lieutenant Governor. Locally, our Midway Magistrate, Lyles Taylor, really helped spearhead this process, and we also want to thank All Points Broadband. But this is a big deal for our rural community. Our farmers, our farm families, our students are going to be connected to the internet. And it's going to be good, reliable, quality internet. And that's what this is all about. It'll take Woodford County into the future, and I'm so glad to see Kentucky is moving in that direction too. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Finally, we have 4 separate awards for charter communications that'll expand access in Harrison, Lewis, Hopkins, and Ohio counties. First, we're awarding $22 million to connect more than 2,600 homes and businesses in Harrison County to high-speed internet. Would Adam Falk, Senior Vice President of Government Affairs for Charter Communications, as well as Harrison County Judge Jason Marshall, please join us to accept this check? It's a big one. Congratulations. Come on up. Hi, Ellen. Come on. All right, Adam, Judge, you all want to say a few words about the project?
Sure, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor and administration. Thank you for moving Harrison County forward into the future. It's a big announcement for rural Harrison County, for our local schools, our farmers, and local home businesses. So thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Yes, pretty exciting.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Governor Beshear. We very much appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Lieutenant Governor as well. And a special thanks to your administration, particularly Megan Sanfus and the Broadband Office, for all their hard work for making broadband deployment to the unserved such a priority in the state. I have the pleasure of representing Charter across its 41 state footprint. And I can tell you that there's no better program in the country than the one that you're running here in Kentucky. So thank you very much for your efforts. By adopting the right policies and creating a strong economic climate for business, Charter has been able to invest heavily in rural broadband expansion here in Kentucky. Before today's announcement, Charter had already committed over $220 million in Kentucky for broadband expansion to reach 60,000 unserved homes and businesses in 66 counties across the state. Today's awards, more than 24,000, including the ones that we just heard about in Harrison County, will allow us to invest another $123 million in private investment by charter, which is more than 50% of the total broadband investment awards associated with these projects, bringing our total expansion to 74 different counties in the state. By creating good bidding rules, working in a bipartisan way with the legislature, and creating the right policies, Governor Beshear has been able to make the public money that's available go even further, leveraging those public dollars in investment and bringing to it more private investment as well. The more we invest, the further the Commonwealth's money will go, meaning that all Kentuckians will obtain the benefit of being part and getting access to the digital age. When that happens, you'll have Governor Beshear to thank, his administration, of course, and Megan for her hard work, and the strong policies that the state created. It'll be them who will be responsible for this investment and for bringing broadband to all those in need of it in the state. Thank you.
Thank you. And you got 3 more, so hang out. Next, we have a $17 million award to connect more than 2,100 homes and businesses to high-speed internet for the first time in Lewis County. So we've got Adam up here and Lewis County Judge George Sparks to please join us to accept the check. Come on up, Judge. Congratulations. It's a big one. Judge, you want to say a few words?
On behalf of the good citizens of Lewis County, thank you, Governor Beshear. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you, Rocky Atkins. Thank you, Spectrum. We really appreciate you. We appreciate the hard work you do each day for all the people of Kentucky. And this is a really wonderful thing for our students, our farmers, our business owners. And we believe that Lewis County has a bright future before this, but it's even brighter. So thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We also have $4.9 million to connect more than 800 locations in Hopkins County, as well as $1.2 million to connect more than 600 locations in Ohio County. Judge Whitfield and Judge Johnston couldn't be with us today, but they have worked so well with this administration. 2 of our great partners we've been able to do so much with. So we'd ask Adam if you and your team would please accept these 2 checks as well. And hope some of it's going to Dawson Springs. You want to add anything about these 2 projects?
I would just say that we intend to make you proud.
Excellent.
And we've got a lot of history and experience doing this. And I think that when all is said and done, it's the people of your state, the Commonwealth, who will benefit. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity. And we look forward to working with you, not just on these projects, but as BEAD and the money that you talked about from the federal program comes down the pike. We've got $1.1 billion, I think you said, in additional investments that the state will have. And we very much look forward to participating in that. And again, bringing private investment to leverage with the public funds in order to get broadband to every Kentuckian. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. As has been mentioned, today is historic in terms of public sector investments, but more is to come. That $1.1 billion in BEAD funding won't all come at once. We hope by the end of the year, we'll be able to draw down the first $200 million from some plans and filings we have to do. And then we owe the federal government some more paperwork before access to the other parts. But it is there. It is reserved for us. We are going to pull it down and we are going to deploy it in our communities. I also want to thank Megan Sanfoss and her department, everyone at the Department of Local Government. Listen, we've got a lot of incredible infrastructure projects going right now. In many ways, we're living through our Eisenhower moment in Kentucky. More money for clean drinking water and water and sewer projects. More money for infrastructure expansion. We're doing mega projects, the 3 projects people thought were impossible all at the same time, with the 4-laning of the Mountain Parkway, every part being completed, under construction, or under contract. We're pushing forward on the Brent Spence Companion Bridge, which we're going to be able to build without tolls. And we're so far ahead on I-69 that Indiana is scrambling to catch up. That is because of a lot of work from both folks at the state level and the local level. And I want to thank all of our county leaders, all of our city leaders, our ad districts, and the private sector for embracing this incredible transformative moment and knowing it is going to benefit so many generations to come. You just think about our interstate system and how we take it for granted. It wasn't built that long ago. What we are doing is just as big right now in multiple areas. And what I love in Kentucky is we're all doing it together, because we realize that a bridge in Democrat or Republican, a great road in red or blue. These are things that benefit every single Kentucky family. And they're going to push us forward to continue the best economic role we have ever seen. We're coming off our 2 best years of economic development, and I believe this year, 2023, will be our 3rd best year ever. We've announced 880 private sector new location expansion projects totaling over $27 billion of private sector investment. We've never seen that in a 4 or even a governor that served 8 years. Even better, we have nearly 60,000 more jobs filled today than before the pandemic. We've had our 2nd and 3rd best years for new wages. Last year, we set our lowest annual unemployment rate ever. 3 months ago, our lowest monthly unemployment rate. We're in our longest period of low unemployment we have ever seen. And while we are pushing ahead, we're making sure that no community is left behind, especially those that were impacted by tornadoes or flooding. I just got to hand over keys to the 100th house in Western Kentucky, rebuilt for tornado survivors using funds from the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. We should be hopeful. We should be optimistic, and we should be excited in Kentucky right now, because we are moving forward faster than so many of our other states. And what you saw here, I believe a quicker deployment of these dollars than we have seen in some other areas. And thank you from a very large national company in talking about how well our program is going. It has to. This is our chance. The people that it serves are our people. So let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep working together. Let's make sure that we get internet access to every home. But more than that, let's make sure every Kentuckian has access to healthcare services in their area. Let's make sure that every region sees these types of new jobs that are coming to Kentucky. Let's make sure every Kentucky family has amazing opportunity. All right. With that, we'll open it up for questions. We can do this old school style, or we can start the way we almost always start with Tom Latek.
If you could put the map back up, I have a question. Thank you. I noticed that got a couple holes, including where we're sitting right here, that are not covered. I know there's rural parts of Franklin County that don't have service, and there's rural parts of Scott County right next door that don't have service. When will they be in the pipeline?
So this is just today's announcement. So to make this map more complete, you need to see our last announcement, the very first one we did, which has some additional counties in there. And then when this BEAD funding comes down, $200 million, if we're able to deploy all of it, just that one would likely be our largest investment ever from the public side. Given today was about 196, though we do expect one more award from this round that we are still working on to right size it. And we hope to be able to announce that in the coming weeks. Megan, is that right? In the coming weeks. So there's one more to come. But yes, we're working specifically, or will be working with some of the counties that may need just a little help in refining their applications as well. I mean, our goal is everybody. Absolutely everybody. That's the goal long term, and we're going to have the funding to make a really good run at it. Carolina?
Governor, I've got two one off.
Sure.
What is the deadline for the school before 100% of Kentucky homes and businesses have access to high-speed internet? And then also, Thursday's the big day. Is everything ready and in place for a smooth rollout?
So on the expansion of internet, the ultimate timing when everybody's hooked up will depend on a couple of things. How quickly we're able to draw down the BEAD funding, the $1.1 billion, the applications and their sufficiency that we get from the various counties and areas that we need to work with, and then the construction schedule for building out fiber and other options, especially where the terrain is most difficult. And so those are the three factors that will all create the equation to when everybody has it. But the hardest thing in all of these is to secure the funding. And once you have that funding, you can get to work on making that equation as short as possible, given the realities of it. Thursday is coming up. We are 2 days from sports betting. And I'll be excited to be at Churchill Downs a little before 10 a.m. on Thursday to make the first bet. Everything is ready. There have been some tracks that have had to do some last-minute work to be ready to take them. But yes, sports betting starts in 2 days, a little less than 2 days, given the time we're at, a little less than 48 hours. We're ready, and I'm excited. People have wanted this for so long, and it's going to be there Thursday at our brick-and-mortar locations, and then September 28th on the apps that have been approved. We're going to announce the bet that day, but you can bet I will likely support our in-state schools and root against Duke. All right. Thank you all very much.